Hi guys and welcome to Horologique. Summer is here and so is the upcoming AliExpress sale, where you can get a discount of around $3 for every $30 spent or €2.5 for every €25 spent. So that is around 10%, but tread carefully because that is not on all products, on all watches. But don't worry, I'm going to be walking you through all of them. So what you have to do if you're interested on a watch is that right now you have to go to AliExpress using one of my links below if you may, and you put whatever watch you're interested on your cart, and then when the 21st comes, you go ahead and buy the watches that you want. The sale will be lasting from the 21st to the 25th, so just be aware of that. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be talking to you about my selection, the watches that I believe are pretty much the best bang for buck that I have reviewed on the channel, and then I'm going to be talking to you about the watches that I'm going to get. So let's get into it right away. At number one, a watch that I reviewed very recently, and that is the Samarton 62 Mass Hommage, a very nice watch with a very handsome faces. One of the most handsome dials that I have seen on a watch. This one has a small problem, and that would be the bracelet and the fact that the bracelet is much too thick. Put it on a NATO or on a vintage strap and that watch just looks marvelous with a charcoal dial that plays with the light beautifully. Really, it's pretty mesmerizing. A very nice watch. And during the sale, it comes at $217 from its usual price of $241. And that is around €190, maybe a little bit less. We have to see when the sale comes. Another Samarton that I have not had the chance to review for you on the channel is this little Seiko 6105 Hommage. And this is the one that has got the beautiful Kanagawa wave. And I know that I have not reviewed this watch yet, but let me tell you that it is very refined. The hands are astonishing, and that dial with the Kanagawa wave is absolutely amazing. And wait until you see the lume of this watch. So you guys might think that I'm using a lot of superlatives here, but it's because this is a sale and these are the watches that I have enjoyed the most that I present to you here. 42mm in diameter, 13.5mm in height, due to that very nicely domed sapphire crystal. A very nice watch, this one. And one that comes at only $127, so around €118 during the sale, which is fantastic for all you get for this watch. And I promise I will be reviewing this one very soon on the channel. But as you can see, I have it with me, so I know what I'm talking about. At number 3, a Pagani Design, the 1661, one that I have talked to you many times before on the channel. Even after a year that it came out, I still consider these the best Pagani Design, the best bang for buck from Pagani Design. 40mm in diameter, a much better rotating bezel than Pagani Design has done since or up to now. Pretty nice lume for the price, which is of only $70 during the sale, or around €60. That is again an amazing deal. You're getting sapphire crystal, you are getting a ceramic bezel insert, you're getting a Seiko NH35, a bracelet with solid links, screw pins and solid end links, and a solid clasp, and all that for only €65. Amazing, enough said. Another one that is very interesting that I have talked to you before is a little Redstar or Seagull, let's call it 1963. And this is not the original version. The story goes, I don't know if it's true or not, the story goes that in 1963, of course, the Chinese military commissioned this watch from the then young brand Seagull. And this watch was made for a few years. It was made in very small numbers, around 3,000 apparently, and then it was discontinued. But then in 2010, it was brought back not by Seagull, but by these small brands. There's Suggess, there's Redstar, many of these brands that produce this model with the amazing Seagull caliber ST19. Seeing the success of these, Seagull decided to release their own model true to what they had made in 1963. That is the story that I have read, so maybe you guys know better. If you do, please leave me a comment in the description below. The amazing thing about this watch is the ST19 movement that I talked to you about. An amazing hand-wound column wheel chronograph, which is very nicely decorated. You don't want to look at these too close though, because you will see many defects, but at $143, 123 euros, this is a bargain. And back to Pagani Design with one that I reviewed pretty recently, and that is the Royal Oak Homage. At the time I had two main gripes with this watch. The first one was an aesthetic one, and it was the fact that the bracelet, the first links of the bracelet, were really overhanging from the case, which did not give a nice flow, and that was a big no-no from my point of view. And the second one was a smaller one, but it was that it did not have a screw-down crown anymore. But Pagani Design have listened to feedback that is wonderful, and they have released a V2 quite recently with a bracelet that flows nicely and now meets the case very nice. If I believe the pictures, I have not seen that V2 yet, and with a screw-down crown, so kudos for them to listening to feedback. I am still waiting. I have not reviewed this V2, but if it keeps its promises, it's going to be a nice watch, and I've had feedback from viewers that say this V2 is indeed, at least the bracelet part, is indeed much better. If those two issues have been corrected, as it seems they have, I do recommend that watch very much. Especially because on this sale, it is coming in at $95. And again, with those weird conversions, they say 96 euros. That is strange. Let's see on the 21st what the real price in euros is. But below $100, here we are again where Pagani Design, according to me, are kings, below the $100. Sent by what is probably the best bang for buck on AliExpress, according to me, and that is the Samarton Water Ghost V2 or V3. I tend to prefer the V2, which is still on sale, because you've got a slimmer 19mm wide clasp, and in parallel, Samarton do sell their newer model, but that is more expensive with the PT5000, and I believe that the true value is on this one, and the value is made better with this one at $183, which is about 172 euros from their strange calculation. That is what they say on their site, and that is a very nice price. Again, you are getting all that you're getting with the Pagani Design, but with much better lume and a superb build quality. What you should know about these, especially these Water Ghost, what many people complain about, which I'm not getting, but many people complain about, that these Samartons have quite uncomfortable edges on the bracelet, the case, the clasp. I have not felt that. If you've got sensitive skin, do bear that in mind. And now, what I am getting on this sale. I will be getting not too many watches, I will be getting two of them. I will be getting the Sub Tourbillon. You might have seen some bigger channels review these. I'm gonna take a look at it, so you can expect these on the channel in the coming months. But this is a Tourbillon. Technically it's a carousel. It looks amazing, and I'm really curious about that. And on the sale it comes at around 270 euros, which for a tourbillon / carousel is, I believe, great, but we shall see how this watch performs. And last but not least, again from Samarton, I am getting the Explorer. I'm quite intrigued by this watch. This watch looks incredible in the pictures, especially they have replicated that top hat crystal, and at least from the pictures I see on their website, it really does look like a plastic glass from the 60s, from the era of the Royal Explorer from time. And I am really curious on seeing that, on seeing the lume. They have used all radium lume, and I believe it looks wonderful. Just one thing, I hope they had they had made it at 36, because I believe that 39 is a bit too modern for a vintage looking watch. But anyway, we shall see how that goes, so stay tuned for that as well. That's been my selection, guys. Stay tuned, there is much more coming on the channel. Next up will be the review of this little Pagani Design Explorer 2 Hommage, and we shall see if it's better than the white Explorer 2 Hommage that I reviewed a while ago. Thank you again so much, and I'll be seeing you on the next video. Goodbye.